Hi there, I'm Becky Franklin from the Ultimate Home Gym, and welcome to our Fit Pro series.
Okay, guys, welcome back to another Fit Pro series. Today, we are lucky enough to talk to Charlene from Dexterity Fitness. I have known her for a few years, and we actually had this funny conversation before we started because I can't remember how I met her or how I knew her, and it happened to be through my sister. So, Tamara, if you watch this, thank you very much for putting us to each other. Okay, so Charlene, you've been training for 12 years, correct?
That's right.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about your certifications and what you've been doing in your training business.
Sure. So I am certified through CanFit Pro. I also have my pre and post-natal certification, as well as TRX, kettlebell, all that fun stuff. A lot of items you guys are probably used to using. And I've also taken a lot of courses focused more on the corrective exercise stream. So helping people to manage pain and to move as efficiently as they can. So the majority of my niche is that. I also am a level 2 fascial stretch therapist, although during these COVID times, it hasn't been a lot.
Touchy.
Yes.
No touchy. Yeah, you can't.
Exactly.
So that's hard. Yeah. Okay. So basically, what we want to do is start with the major sort of question out there is because of COVID and the pandemic, how has it affected your business? How have you adjusted? And what are some surprises that you've kind of found out because of COVID in relation to your business?
Yeah, so because of COVID, I have transitioned from doing in-person personal training to all online, which was a big shift, both for myself and for my clients.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful that they came on board, the majority, and are doing fantastic. I've seen their houses, they've seen mine. I've seen dust bunnies under couches that they tell me about that I can't even see, but they get on the floor and they see them. But there's been a lot of humor, a lot of laughs, and a lot of creativity. But the surprises that I've seen with my elderly clients, because they don't have to get their coat on, get in a car, get driven or drive themselves there, they have so much more energy in their sessions and they're doing exceptionally well. So that's been a really good surprise. Also, my postnatal clients. So I'll train clients through their pregnancy. They have the baby, they can't get a babysitter, they can't get to the gym. So now with COVID, dad's taking care of the baby, mom's able to work out in the living room. So I'm, repairing my client's diastasis recti, which might not have happened if it wasn't for COVID. So, and also just client consistency, there's with COVID, I know they're there. I know they're home. So it's been really good, and people don't have to rush first thing in the morning and get their shower in, and they're able to get a good workout in and then continue with their day. So it's been good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we've noticed this. Like, sorry to interrupt. Do you want to say something?
No, go ahead.
Okay. We've noticed the same thing. Like clients. And I'm wondering how many clients are going to stay online when gyms start reopening because of the.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
The world is such a convenience-oriented aspect, especially in North America, that this is probably the most convenient way to work out now.
Absolutely.
That I'm like.
Well, even.
Yeah, go ahead, Charlene.
Yeah, even this summer, I took when numbers were better, I went to visit my parents on their farm, and I took my laptop and I trained outside in the fresh air, and I would have just canceled those sessions normally. And so, and the same for them. I'm training them at their cottage if they have Wi-Fi, and so it really is. There are some pros for sure.
I agree completely.
Yeah.
Well said.
Totally.
Well said. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to move on to a different question. What is one common myth that most people think they have to do to achieve a goal, work on their fitness, whatever it is that you want to debunk, falsify?
Sure. Yes. Well, there's many, and this one might be pretty obvious, but to not push through pain.
Okay.
I can't get over the number of clients who, they'll be near the end of some repetitions, like when they're new, and they'll say, Well, I did feel my shoulder, and they kind of just push through because that's what they've always been used to doing. And when I start to help clients to listen to their body and notice when they feel joint pain, to stop, and or we modify the exercise, and or make sure that they're just doing the technique properly, or just do a completely different exercise and then progress to the point where they're strong enough around that joint to be able to do that exercise, and then and have much more success. So not pushing through pain would be my answer.
Totally.
That's great. Pain does not mean success.
Yeah, no pain, no gain doesn't
Yes.
doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, well, I like that approach. Well
That's
done.
good. Yeah.
So your type of client, I think you kind of touched on it a little bit already in the interview, but what's your sort of type of client that you like to work out? What kind of goals do they have, and that kind of thing? If you can give some feedback on that.
Yeah. So I have a really big range of clients, which is really cool because it means every day is completely different. But I have clients from the age of 16 to 91 right now, and they all have different goals. But I think the one thing that people know, that if they come to DexFit, they know that we're going to help them to move more efficiently, and that they're looking for good technique and form, which you would hope would be with any fitness professional. Not always the case. And so I really feel that people come to me knowing that we're going to do some corrective exercise, we're going to do some anatomical adaptation, get their body moving well, then we're really going to kick their butt, and in that order. So I think that that's really my niche.
I like that.
Yeah,
The efficiency aspect is so keen. I don't think a lot of trainers actually are too aware of that. Like that strength and energy come from efficiency, not from load or intensity.
Yes.
And
exactly.
I don't know, they always like more weight, lift. And it's like, well, if you just actually improved your ability to move, you would then be stronger.
And
exactly.
And then reduce pain and all that. So I think that was a great point. Well, it's well said. Well said.
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
All right, switching up the pace here. How do you feel mindset plays a role in your clients' results? Or, you can give us some nuggets that you practice in your life about mindset. Yeah.
Well, I think, a positive attitude is obviously huge. And sometimes, especially if you're dealing with a client that's dealing with pain or is frustrated with how their body is, that can certainly make a difference. But in terms of, one that I see very frequently is specific to women, but not always, but it's learning how to put themselves first. And that, like, self-care isn't self-indulgence. Like, they'll want the goals, they'll want to lose weight, they'll want to have a pain-free body, and they'll sign up for the sessions, but they're not actually ready to put themselves first. And that means, telling those in their life that they need that time to exercise,
right,
or, taking that 5-minute break to step away from their desk. And so I think that's having that mind shift of, no, it's okay to take care of myself and I'm not being self-indulgent. That's huge. And so that's something that I try to install, and for myself as well.
Yeah, totally. Like, I think teaching clients boundaries, like, not only are you a trainer, but you're teaching them how to set boundaries for themselves and their family and whatever else, so that they can put
create
themselves first. Yeah.
Yes.
There's in North America, there's a lot of guilt associated to
absolutely
self-healing or things that make us feel good. And generally speaking, when we feel good, there's some guilt attached to it. So sounds like this, it's a gift or a prize or a reward, as opposed to something that we need. We have to do something to get a reward from it. And that's not a great way to look at it.
I know we have to fill I know it's cliche, but fill our cup. Give.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. I also do corporate wellness, and that has transitioned to online during COVID as well. Okay. So instead of going into offices or going into high schools and talking about health and fitness, it's all on the computer. And so that's been a change too. Speaking to an audience of blank screens has been a fun callenge. Exactly. But teaching people, I do have a seminar on self-care, and just helping people to realize I am worth it is huge.
Well done.
Good. Awesome.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. Beautiful.
And then I guess the next question leads into this is like, how do you stay on top of things? Where do you get inspired to learn, and sort of where do you get your information from in terms of growth and learning?
Yeah. So I'm definitely taking courses all the time. A lot of them this year have been online, for sure. And sometimes I'm inspired by, what a client is dealing with. So for example, I have a client right now who's dealing with vertigo. So I took a course 2 months ago, just on the basics of vertigo, and just, not that it's within my scope of practice to address that, but I found some really great tips to give her for how she can go into the appointment, stay in a calm state, how to hold on to the practitioner, that kind of thing. So sometimes my education comes from what my clients' needs are. Sometimes it's out of interest or just trying to be a better coach, or for myself. But this year specifically, I'd say the thing that I'm using the most is actually just basic searches for how to transition gym exercises to in-home. Right. So, for myself, like the one I was going to bring up today was I have my Core FX band, thanks to Ultimate Home Gym, which I love. And so trying to do upper body with clients, specifically like getting the lats to fire, that's really hard. But just, I found on an internet search, just doing a lat pull down, obviously the resistance is different, but my clients love it. And they find it so challenging, in comparison to using, a huge machine at the gym. So this year, my research has really been, how do I transition what I was doing with my clients with the gym apparatus to an in-home gym?
Yeah.
Well done.
Very relevant.
Yeah, very relevant.
Yeah.
That's good. Do you have a big inspiration in your life, like for, getting into health and fitness, or for yourself living a healthy, fit life?
Yeah. It's funny, when I think about it, I've been asked that before. And when I think about it, I always kind of think back, because I was never a fitness kid. I have a honors BA in theater. My plan was to go the actor dancer route. And then a knee injury is what led me into the world of health and fitness. But when I think about it, throughout my life, I've been pretty active. And I think I attribute that to my parents. So I grew up on a farm. So my father and everyone in our community is always doing manual labor, working 24/7, and just having that connection to movement, sort of out of necessity. But I think that's always sort of inspired me. And I look at my parents, and I know that their health age and their actual age are different. And my friends say that all the time. And I think it's just because they're always moving. And
It's good.
That's always been an inspiration.
And I think COVID personally, I've moved to that. It was like, I used to be into, I was lifting weights, but the weights are gone in a way. You can still kind of but they're kind of gone. So what are you left with? You're left with just movement. And then so you just sort of self-discovered that movement is the essential to all things, and everything else is kind of just like maybe gravy, if that's what you
absolutely. Yeah. Or just like how we can use everyday life. Like in the gym, whenever I would use a prowler, I'd always say, this is the urban lawnmower, like growing up on a farm, we had to use the push mower, and flipping tractors tires around. My dad's like, why on earth would you do that? And, but we have to find ways.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Hardest question, but most important question, Charlie.
Totally important.
Very important. If you could only use one piece of equipment for the rest of your life, what would it be?
And why?
And why? Yes. More importantly, why?
Okay. One piece. Oh my gosh, that's tough. Okay. Well, I would probably have to say a kettlebell.
Okay.
Because
that has been the answer.
So far, that has been like the number one answer.
Don't worry, don't feel bad.
Okay, but what's your reason? Like, why?
Well, my reason for it is because it's so versatile. So I can use it for like hypertrophy style training. Like I can use it as a dumbbell. I can use it as weight under load. I can also use it during a circuit training or muscle definition phase. So I can use it more as momentum. I can do all those fun kettlebell tricks with it when I want something fun and dynamic to change up my workout. And it's relatively inexpensive and it doesn't take up a ton of space. So
No,
I think that's
no, everyone said that, and it's so true though.
Yeah.
Like
there is a new one out. It's called the Y Bell.
Oh, that's in my car.
It's like, I know it's not a kettlebell, like in terms of the shape, but it's a dumbbell and kettlebell together. Anyway, I just started using it and I was
I'm going to be shooting a workout with it.
I'm like,
soon.
I don't think enough people have this at their home gym, but anyway, keep an eye out for
I'll be shooting a workout this weekend with it and posting it. So yeah, just keep an eye out. It's going to be
because you know what, kettlebells, like they're awesome. I love them. I like everything you said, but you can't like, you know, like when you're doing a push-up, you can't do like a parallel, like, you know, it's use them as like a
you can
but you have to be very like anyway, so this thing you can kind of adds a bit more stability to it.
It's gonna be
for sure.
Neat.
But yeah, so what equipment do you use most often with your clients?
Well, it's funny. It depends on whether we're talking in the gym or outside. I know during COVID, we've been using peanut butter jars. We've been as dumbbells. We've been using liquid detergent as kettlebells, like the liquid detergent bottles. So like, it depends on when you ask. And also that's been a challenge, is that every client has different equipment. So you're trying to figure out a different program for everybody. But I think I'm probably going to say like a dumbbell. And I say that because for my clients specifically who are coming to me and have never done strength training, or they've been a cardio kid, much like I was, right? Just doing the fitness classes and the treadmill. When they lift up that first weight and they feel themselves pumping that iron, like you can just see, like regardless of your experience, regardless of your gender, there is something that feels really good about lifting a dumbbell. And so I think doing, you know, a one-arm dumbbell row, something as basic and traditional as that, I think and you can just do a lot with it. So yeah.
I like that. Awesome.
All right. So where is the best place for individuals to contact you online?
Sure. Yes. So they can find Dexterity Fitness on Facebook or Instagram, or if they want to book a session with yours truly, dexterityfitness.com.
Perfect. We'll link that below.
Yes.
Oh, great. Thanks.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, we're going to wrap that up. Thank you so much, Charlene, for this.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. No.
To learn more about you and all your specialties.
It's always great to connect.
I know.
And just learn other people's sort of thoughts and processes to train. We've been doing it for a while, that it's great to hear different ways to approach things in perspective. So thank you for that.
You bet. Absolutely.
Your approach is amazing.
Thank you.
I think I really hope people can hear this and attach to it so they get in touch with you, because it's a great approach.
Thank you. I hope so. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
So good to see you guys.
Okay, bye-bye. This is Dan Jackson. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Fit Pro series.